Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us by hitting that subscription button right below in red. It's free of charge. You don't pay anything for it, and it helps the channel. And also don't forget to hit the bell notifications for new uploads. I want to thank every single one of you for all your beautiful comments and your support. Thank you so much. And I would like to mention that right up top, there's 3 little buttons. You can click there to slow down the video to the speed you would like if I'm too fast for you. Also, right next to it, there's the CC, closed caption. You can turn that on and you can pause the video and take notes of everything that will be written down here on the stitch that I will be calling. In case you don't have the CC up there or the 3 little buttons on the video up top, there's 3 little buttons. You just click there on the settings and it's in there. You can slow down the video and also turn your closed caption on. The next thing I would like to mention is in the description box, everything is always listed below. There's a little arrow right, like a V, upside down, right below the video on the right side. If you click that little arrow, everything will be in the description box. So I have my Facebook page for the crochet. I also have a Facebook group, crochet, that you can join if you have a profile on your Facebook. And you can join us in the group. It's a private group. So, of course, you have to have a profile. If you don't, then unfortunately you can't, because there's too many scammers going around with the groups, and I want to make sure that we're all safe and nobody's going around scamming anybody. I see a lot of that in the groups nowadays, and I'm taking myself away from the groups due to that fact, and also the fact that there's some nastiness going on, especially coming out of administration's mouth. That's not a good thing. So I decided to create my own, inviting you to be part of it if you'd like to. What else? So I also would like to mention, if you please want to help to donate for the women in need of thread and yarn, I need your help to buy them the thread and yarn. I have my PayPal account below in the description box. You can donate whatever you feel like. Everything adds up at the end, so we can help these women to get them busy with, creating some pieces and distract their minds from the daily life stress that they might be going through. It could be a mental stress, it could be family stress, it could be mothers alone with children that cannot afford to buy these threads and yarn. So I really want to help them out, and the only way I can do it is by you and I together helping them out. So please be generous and help out. It doesn't matter the amount. And I want to thank you so much for helping. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm sure they will appreciate you too, very, very much so. So thank you again. Anything else? I hope I'm not forgetting. So normally when I'm calling out the stitch and I say chain 1 for space, and I usually say chain 1 separation, that means for space. If your stitch is too tight, then do an extra chain. So instead of doing 1, you do 2 chain. If your stitch is too loose, then do less 1 chain. Also, when your stitch is extremely tight, you should go with the hook, 1 hook size bigger than your normal that you use, because that will help to loosen up the stitch when you're going into the second row and try to put your stitches in. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. We're going to get started. Please also share, give a thumbs up on the video. It helps to circulate the video and have the channel to be recognized. Share on your Facebook public with your family and friends. Have them join us together as one big family. So thank you so much, everybody. I send much hug and love to every single one of you, and many blessings from the universe. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, everyone, so we're going to create today a rug, living room rug, and it's big enough for my living room because I have a small coffee table in the center of the living room. It's a small living room. But with this pattern, you can go as big as you like. Also, if you don't want to use it as a rug, you can use thinner thread, yarn, and you can use it as a tablecloth, and it would make a gorgeous tablecloth. So we're going to get started. We're also going to be doing these flowers, which I already have the tutorial of these flowers, but we're going to also create the granny square around it, because we will need this to put at the edge of the rug. Now obviously I'm just starting, so I don't have it in front of me to show you, but once I am done I will have the picture. Obviously it will be on the thumbnail, but I'll have the picture up here and you will know what I'm talking about as I'm going at this point. Okay, so this is 80% cotton thread and 20% different fibers. This is a 6-ply, so it's pretty thick for a rug. It would even be better if I had an 8-ply, would have been perfect. Eats less thread and advances the work pretty good. I will also be using brown at the end, and I'll be using this color. I'm not sure yet at this point if I'm going to combine the two colors together. I might alternate one salmon, one yellow, one salmon, one yellow. I'm not sure yet. I'll see as I go. I even had created a purple one. Wasn't sure if maybe I would use purple. But anyway, I'm still indecisive. It will be this flower, that's for sure, but I'm still indecisive on the color that I'm going to use. So hook, supposed to use hook 6, but I am so used to my 3.5 that I'm going to see if I can manage. If not, then I'm going to have to go to the 6. Okay, and a small one to tuck in loose ends, of course, and of course a pair of scissors. Let's get started, everybody. So the first thing you want to do is make that magic circle. So you would just cross your thread over. In case you still have a hard time, you can do chain 6 and close it in. Then you put it into position and you would do your first chain. Now we're going to do chain 3, and inside of this magic circle we're going to do 15 double crochets. With the chain 3, that would equal 16 double crochets. I think I'm going to have to use my 6 because it pulls too much into the threads. So row 1. So I have 16 double crochets. I'm going to come into my last one, and of course I always have a very tight stitch at the beginning and at the end, so I always make sure that I have smaller hooks beside me so I can get at least my stitches in. Now if your stitch is too tight, you know that you would have to give an extra chain when I call out the chains, or use a bigger hook so your stitch can be looser. Okay, chain 2 for me, chain 3 for some of you, and I'm going to have to go inside of this one with this one. In the same space, we're doing double crochet. Next space, one alone. And then one chain separation, next space, 2 together, next space, one alone, one chain, next space, 2 together, and this row will be all the way around the same way. That's what happens when you work with so much thread. When it's thickness, you know, it pulls. So 2 together, and one alone. We're going to proceed this way all the way around row 2. So I've came to the last one. I did my one chain. I'm coming into the third space, or second for some of you, but usually when I do a single into chain, that's just exactly, you know, double crochet. So we're going up again, chain 2 or 3 for some of you. In the next space, double crochet. So this is row 3, Now this probably has to go into video 2, if maybe not 3, because it's, you know, a few details. Inside of the space, we're going to do double crochet, 1 chain, and inside of the same space, we're doing another double crochet, and then 1 double crochet per space here. Okay, so very simple. I forgot that I was using the other one. I have to keep up the same size of stitch because the other one is tighter, so it makes the stitch smaller. 1 inside where we have the 1 chain separation, double crochet, 1 chain separation in the same space, another double crochet, just like that, and then 1 per space. So in reality, this row we're going to have, so we have 3, so here we're going to have 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochets as a group, and 1 double crochet in the same space, 1 chain, and on the same space again double crochet, and we proceed again with double crochet over double crochet. So we're going to repeat this all the way around. Okay, everyone, so I finished row 3. Now until row 7 we are going to continue to do exactly the same thing as we just finished doing. So 1 double crochet per space, and in the space that we have that 1 chain, we're going to do that 1 double crochet. So it's going to be exactly the same way. We're going to do 7 rows the same way. So we have the 4, the 5th, and of course we will have the 6th and 1 in here, 7. So we're always increasing by 2, 1 on each side. 1 chain, coming in the same space, doing the double crochet next space. So now, as you see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and inside of the space of 1 chain, 7. So we're having groups of 7 now. We're going to do this 7 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7 rows. Exactly the same way. Always putting 1 double crochet inside, 1 chain, and 1 double crochet in the same space, and then 1 per space. So if you need to forward and look ahead, go ahead. Okay, I'm going to do my 7 rows and then come back to you on it. Okay, everyone, so I did my 7 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Going into row 8. Now we're going to start to decrease our rows. So I close in with a slip stitch on row 7, went up my 2 chains, or 3 for some of you, double crochet next space, double crochet next space, and again. So this time we're not going to be doing the first and the last double crochet. We're going to skip them. So we're going to skip the first double crochet and the last double crochet. So now we're getting to the last one here. We are not doing this one, so we're doing 1 chain, and we're coming in between where we have that 1 chain separation between them. In here we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1 chain, we're going to skip the first one here, and going into the second one, and continue to proceed with double crochet over double crochet. So basically we are decreasing now here on the motif. Probably best that you see over the black, maybe. Thing is, it whitens out too much, and that's why I don't like too much, because it starts whitening out the pattern. So we're almost getting to the last one here again. Gotta make sure that I'm not pulling in all of these strings here. So again, we're on our last one. We don't do it. One chain, and we're coming in between where we have the two together and doing 3 double crochets. So continue your row. This is row 8, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we finished row 8, going into row 9. So I've closed in with a slip stitch. I did my 2 chain, 3 chain for some of you, did my double crochet. So we're decreasing here, and we're going to create another motif here where we started the 3 double crochets, exactly like this one. So into the next space, we're always skipping first and last double crochet. So we're not doing the first and the last double crochet. So we're going to do 2 chain this time. We're coming into the space, and we're doing 1 double crochet and 1 per space. Again, 1 double crochet on the next space, 2 chain, and we're skipping the first one, going into the second one. And repeat the same thing all the way around. We're skipping the last double crochet, chain 2, coming into the center here, double crochet, and 1 per space. Next space, 1 double crochet, 2 chain, we're skipping the first one, going into the second one. And we proceed the same way all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, going into row 10, and I've started doing, so I've closed in with slip stitch on row 8, went up my 2 for you, 3 chain, double crochet. We don't do the first and the last because we are decreasing in our pattern like a diamond shape. 2 chain. Now inside of the space here, we're going to do 2 double crochets, okay? And then 1 per space. Very simple. We're going to do this all the way around the same way. 2 double crochets per space inside of the space, and 1 double crochet per space double crochet from the previous row. So we're going to do 2 double crochet in here, 2 chain, skip the first, go into the second, we don't do the first double crochet, and we skip the last double crochet. So 2 double crochet and into the space. And we continue on to proceed the same way all the way around. I'll meet you in row 11. So I've started row 11. It's no different than what we've been doing, closing it with slip stitch, 2 chain or 3 for some of you, double crochet. We don't do the last, we don't do the first, and we proceed with 2 chain, 2 more double crochet, and 1 per space. And we're going to proceed this way all the way around. So we're doing 2 instead of the space. We're increasing on this motif and decreasing on the next one. 2 chain, skip the first double crochet and into the second. And then 2 chain and 2 double crochets in there. We proceed the same way. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we're going into row 12. And after this row 12, it's going to change up a bit. So we're going to do row 12, the last 3 double crochets here from this motif. So when we come back, we have the last one to create here. Chain 2. And again, we're going to repeat the same thing. 2 double crochets and 1 per space. We're going to repeat this all the way around. Now remembering, if you don't want to do the rug or the tablecloth, you can make this a beautiful, nice table doily, or 2, 3 of them. Will also look gorgeous. Of course, it'll depending upon the size of thread or yarn that you're using. The thicker you go, the bigger the pattern. So we're going to do the last 2 double crochets in the space, and we always skip the first 2 chain. Skip the first one and skip the last one, so you're going to have a total of 3 only. And then the next row, we're changing up the pattern a bit, okay? I'll meet you at the end. So now we're coming to the end. Now you got to make sure you do your last double crochet here so you can have the 3 double crochets, right? I'm using my thinner hook to get myself through it. But of course it pulls all the other threads because it's not the proper hook for it. And this is what it's starting to look like. Okay, so now we're going into row 13. I'm gonna do the walk. I call it the walk for some of you that don't know. And I'm gonna come into the center of my space there. So I'm doing the walk, coming into the center with a single. And I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to do another double crochet, which I'm going to do only 2 chains for me, but for some of you it's 3 chain, because 3 chain for me is too big with this hook. So we're going to have a group here of 3 double crochet, chain 2. We're skipping the first one. We're starting to decrease now on this pattern, on this motive, I should say. And we're skipping the first double crochet, and we're going to skip the last. In here we're going to do 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and then 3 more double crochet. So I'm going to continue to do my double crochet, and I'll meet you here at the end. So I've done all my double crochets, so I skip the first one and I skip the last one. We're decreasing now, 2 chain. I'm coming in the space with 3, so now it's going to be just 3 double crochets, groups of 3, 2 chain, and I'm skipping into the next one and doing 3 double crochets again. Two chains, skip the first one, go into the second one. We're going to repeat it this way all the way around. And I'll meet you in the next row. Okay, everyone, so we pretty much finished doing row 13, going into row 14. Now, from here on end, we're going to repeat the same things. We're going to keep skipping the first one and the last one. And we're always going to do 3 double crochets inside of the space with 2 chain separation, okay? And this is going to go until we end up with 3 double crochets, exactly like we have here. We need to do it here. So we're going to keep doing row after row after row until we end up with 3, and then I'll come back to you on it, because this is just a repeat. There's no point of me keep recording. So at this point we're going to walk to the center here and create our 3 double crochets. So our group, 2 chain, skip always the first one, going to the next one. We are decreasing on the motive. So skipping the first and the last one. And then once I'm at the last row with the 3 completed double crochets of the motif here, then I'll come back to you again. You could always advance the video and see where I'm at and how I completed it. So 2 chain and come back into the space here and create your 3 groups. So it's always going to be your groups of 3 double crochets, 2 chain separation into the next space, and create again the group of 3 double crochets. Remembering always to skip the first one and the last one. So we're going to continue on until we end up only with 3. So I'll come back to you at the end of my rows, and always having the group of 3 double crochets with 2 chain separation in between them. I'll see you in a bit. Okay everyone, so I pretty much finished doing my row of the 3. We are in row 19 going to row 20. So now we're going to walk over again. I call it the walk with the slip stitch into the space here. Chain 2, single, chain 2, 3 double crochets, the little groups. So now this row is only going to be groups of 3 double crochets, 2 chain separation, and 3 double crochets inside of the spaces. So very simple. Two chain and continue on. So we're going to do groups all the way around. Okay everyone, so we're pretty much finished doing row 20, going into row 21. Now this row is only double crochet, so chain 2 or 3. For some of you, we're doing double crochet 1 per space. Now you could either do inside like this, so all the way around, double crochet over double crochet, and 1 inside of the space here. And then you can cut your thread. We're going to proceed with the flowers. So we're going to have a total of 21 rows, and then we're proceeding with the flowers right after. Okay everyone, so pretty much finished doing all the way around the double crochet and 1 in the space. And now we're going to do this flower, even though I already have a tutorial on this. See if I can make it fast enough on here so you don't have to keep clicking on links to go to the other video. Try to lower this here a little bit. So slip stitch knot and 10 chain, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come into your first one. And do a slip stitch. Now we're going to do 1, 2, 3. Come inside of the same circle, and we're going to do 4 more double crochets. So we'll be a total with the 3 chains, 5 double crochets. This is very simple to create, and it makes a beautiful flower. So 1, 2, 3 chain, turn around into, let me see how many I have here, make sure. So I only have 4. We have to do 5, so thank God I looked. So 5 total, and then 1, 2, 3 into the next space. So we turn around into the next space. We're going to do the 5 double crochets again. And next space double crochet, and next space double crochet. So now we have the 2 rows of 5 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to come in inside of this loop again, the circle, and create the same thing as we just finished doing. So we're going to do 5 double crochets, okay, turn around, chain 3, and 5 more double crochets, 1 per space. We need to do this 8 times. So these are our petals, like here. So we did the 5 and chain 3 again, and come back into the circle again and create your 5 double crochets again. Now if you need to rewind a bit and see again, go ahead. So I'm going to continue to do my 8 petals and then come back to you, and we'll do the green because we're going to be applying these now on the rug or tablecloth if you want it. Now you need to push a little bit of your petals so you can have the space to create the 8 petals. So basically just give it a nice little push here like that. Okay, I'll meet you at the end.